Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight we're gonna have a look into the new moon in Libra and the phase of the moon that is from new moon to full moon. So we do have the new moon in Libra. It's a bit of it's a bit of a precarious new moon because it happens right at the end of the transit through Libra, and the full moon is going to be on the 5th of November. So this new moon is on the 21st of October. Up until the 5th of November is the phase of the moon that we're going to have look into tonight. The full moon is going to be in Taurus, and I'm saying that it is precarious because usually when you have a new season, as is going to be the season of Scorpio starting at the 22nd of October, usually the new moon is also into the star sign that the sun is. But now we do have a bit of misalignment here in them. And the first thing that I'm usually doing, this is the collective reading. Now the cards I pre-drew a few hours ago, so I can use them in the thumbnail. You can examine them for yourself there as well. I'm going to show them to you in any case. Now the first one that I drew, that is a Seven of Swords. Let me put my camera preview here so I make sure that you do see the cards well. So Seven of Swords, it is the first one that I drew, followed by the Eight of Cups, which is the second one, and the third one is the Fool. So those three that are describing the collective the collective influence that this phase of the moon is going to press on us, on all of us. The phase is waxing moon. From new moon to full moon is waxing one. And it's a bit of an underwhelming transit of the moon, or phase of the moon, should I say, because, well, it comes from this elements of dignity here, Seven of Swords with the Eight of Cups. So this phase of the moon is going to provoke in us the urge and the need to do something for ourselves this time around, just for a change. Though going through the day-to-day routine, going through life in those couple of weeks, we will hardly gonna find perfect circumstances to do so. So for the most part, in order to push forward our own agenda and do something for ourselves, first and foremost, we're gonna have to play around with the circumstances and more often than not kind of reach to certain compromises with the people around, with the gains that we can get from one thing or another. And at least according to these couple of cards, it's highly unlikely that better circumstances are gonna come around anytime kind of soon. And that's why throughout these couple of weeks, best thing we can do is experiment. Now we can have that, or we are having that, into the other elements of dignity from the Seven of Swords with the Fool card. So experiment with those circumstances and see how things are going from one thing to another. It's important thing to remember in those couple of weeks, it is that we aren't obliged to carry on with the choice we took, to carry on with an option we would like to explore throughout these, again, couple of weeks. It's going to be easy to just pull back and try something different, and that way, through experimentation, it's then the likelihood to find a very good option for ourselves is going to be good. Of course, there are going to be people that will simply going to be displeased. One second to fix my mic. People that are going to be displeased that we're jumping from one thing into another. People are going to find us a bit irresponsible if we are kind of clinging to such a behavior. But at the end of the day, it's going to be for our own good. And again, no matter what we do throughout these couple of weeks to satisfy people around, it's just never going to be enough So best thing we can do is satisfy ourselves this time around, you know, just for a change. Don't kind of fight battles that aren't yours. That is the biggest lesson we can learn from those couple of weeks. So that was the collective reading. Now, a few notes about the show before I move forward. There are going to be 12 readings, just like this one, one for each star sign. And while probably most of you are here for your sun sign, the sign that you are born under, listening to your moon sign is also very important. Now, while the sun sign is going to show you the type of events and people that are going to happen to you throughout those couple of weeks on a daily basis, because the moon card in our material world represents the daily basis, day-to-day life. Listening to your moon sign is going to show you how these events and people are going to make you feel better, whether you're going to like them or not. And just quick example why this is important is because the sun sign may show that, you know, you're going to go through a separation, but if the moon sign shows that that is going to be something you like, then this separation would be your initiative. It's going to be your goal. So it's not going to be a bad thing, you know. If you know your rising sign, that is also important to listen, because the rising sign is going to give you an idea what is going to be the best way around to handle circumstances, to handle people around, to handle situations as well. So listening to all three should give you a pretty good idea what kind of a lunar transit you do have ahead, what kind of a lunar phase you do have ahead, and it's going to personalize it to a fairly large extent. Of course, if you do want a personal reading, you can go to my website, which link you can find in the description down below. And anyone who'd like to support the show financially can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal, which link again you can find in the description down below. And anyone who does so will have a reading at the end of the stream that is guaranteed. The reading is going to be personalized, just like Jasmine did. Jasmine, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Jasmine. And Yasmin as well. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you. Thank you, girls. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream, you know what you're going to have. A personalized reading. Hold on a second. Right, so starting up first, that will be Aries. Now you can keep up with what star sign I'm reading for through the illustration and the glyph, which is right there. So if you're watching it on a video, on a recording, you can just skim ahead until you see the illustration and the glyph of your star sign and listen that interpretation. So first one, like I said, that would be Aries. And let me shuffle, let me give a good shuffle and see what kind of a phase of the moon Aries are going to have. All right, first one, that will be the star card, followed by the second, which is a Knight of Pentacles. And third one, that will be Ten of Wands. You're going to have a really good promise for the future. So this is how it's going to go. It can happen, first of all, it can happen in every field of your life. But let's give an example of your career. If it happens there, either your supervisor or your boss is about to approach you and to give you a conditions which you have to uphold so you can get rewarded at the end. And this reward is going to be a big thing. For sure, you're gonna piss a or the whole situation is going to piss a coworker of yours because they would believe that, you know, they deserve it more, but it's going to be offered to you. The literal translation of these cards is that you are going to be promised a future if you are capable to uphold a certain demands and certain standards, and someone around you would think that that future, they are better suited for that future and they have did a harder work than you to deserve that future, and in general that they are robbed. So yeah, this phase of the moon for you Aries may be a cause for a broken friendship, for example, or broken colleagues relationship of sort. That is because you will be envied upon, for you're going to be the one who will be presented with the future someone else's wants. Now, whether you're going to take that future or not is entirely up to you. But if you do decide to take it, that will be the end of really tumultuous period in your life. So that proposal, for lack of better words here, comes in the area of your life where you feel most insecure and also let's put it that way, most unhappy. And you're going to have your saving grace. I can advise you here by the look of those cards to take it with both hands. Next one, that will be Taurus. First card, that will be Temperance, followed by Two of Cups. And then we do have Seven of Pentacles. For the most part, the lunar phase for you is going to bring a lot of disagreements with the people you work with, the people you associate yourself with, probably also within the family or in your intimate relationship as well. And the subject of this disagreement is how much you put in. So basically, either your coworkers or your family members, your spouse or your friends would think that you aren't giving in these relationships as much as they are giving in. It will be your job to prove them wrong or to convince them that they are wrong, which you can totally do. That is going to be the one subject of these disagreements and these arguments. Now the other subject is going to be a matter of opinion. You're going to have one opinion, they're going to have another opinion. Here the name of the game is different. It's about respect, and while you know you may have your differences in opinion, you should not disrespect their points of view. I mean, the point of view of your spouse or of your friends or of your coworker. And if you don't disrespect them, then in the process of arguing, you both are going to find a common ground. Everyone is going to do a compromise, and you will just going to carry on with your endeavor, enjoying still the solidarity and compassion that streams from the other side. So it's about, how can I put it into words? It will be a phase of the moon or day-to-day experience where you should show up most patience towards people, especially if those people matter to you, and try to understand their point of view. Right, next, that will be Gemini. Hey, Yasmin, welcome to the stream. Seven of Cups, Nine of Swords, Six of Wands, yeah, I never used it. I don't know how reliable those reminders are, but I never used it myself. So for Gemini, it will come to whether you can part with a milestone. So what will happen in the next few weeks or in the next couple of weeks for you, and what the phase of the moon is going to manifest? It's a breakthrough. It's an access. Like, say you do have some kind of a dream that wasn't possible by that point, and in these couple of weeks, little by little, that impossibility will become a possibility. So that dream of yours will grow ever more possible. The thing is though that you are gonna have to give up on a certain milestones that you have accomplished thus far. So it's a matter of a sacrifice, whether you're gonna sacrifice the certainty for the uncertainty, which uncertainty can bring you bigger satisfaction, bigger rewards, bigger monetary gains. That depends on, what kind of a dream you do have. And when you sit in front of that dilemma, it's going to be scary. Because on one hand, you're going to be afraid of missing out, because that may be your only chance to manifest this dream of yours, one of the dreams you have. On the other hand, though, it will be scary also, because you will be hesitant and reluctant to let go of a certain gains that you can have. That is no different than kind of like growing into your current work, that it is just a job, and then out of nowhere you have an option to start the job you dreamed of, but you don't know how things are going to go there. So you would find yourself being afraid of missing on that job, but in the same time being afraid of letting go of a certain position you currently have that provides. What your choice, what is going to be your choice? Well, that is up to you. The advice of the cards, though, Gemini, is to be realistic. I would put it that way. Just be realistic. Right, next, that will be Cancer. Ten of Cups, Seven of Wands, the Magician, well, things are going to come down for you rather significantly, and throughout these couple of weeks, as far as your day-to-day routine is concerned, you wouldn't face any difficulties or any problem of mundane nature. Or even if there are some, they are just not gonna affect you in any drastic way, and that is gonna make you be feeling quite fulfilled of how things are going for you at work, in your social, in your relationship life as well. There are going to be some people that will be quite unhappy with your position. That is because well, let's put it that way, they're going to be jealous of your position, that you do have that fulfilling experience, but you wouldn't see them because there is going to be a significant barrier in between you and them. Whether the floodgates are going to open after the moon makes its shifts its phase after the 5th of November, that remains to be seen, and that is going to be highly individual for each one of you. So after 5th of November, some of you are going to have a kind of formidable, I don't want to say fall, more like a competition for the place that you're going to find yourself in, whether a competition for your relationship or for your job or just for a something. But also another thing about the next couple of weeks, it is that you aren't going to have to work that hard in order to get certain results that are expected from you. So you can expect your job to get easier, your relationships to go easier, your acquaintances to go easier, and also to make progress in your hobbies easier as well. Okay, next, that will be Leo. Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Wands. Hello, Madeline. Welcome to the stream. I don't know if that's a good news. Well, there is a good and also a bad news. So I'm going to start with the bad news. You're going to have to acquiesce to concessions, whether concessions with your boss, with your partner, whatever the case, or maybe with your family as well. The reason for that is because at some point you're going to find that you are sitting on a really good accomplishment, and these accomplishments aren't final. So that is a unfound potential of yours, and at some point in the next couple of weeks, you would want to see that potential unfolding, but it won't only comes down to you. You're not going to be the solo factor in developing that potential. It will have a dependency of someone else, but that someone else will have a disagreement with you, either on the process, on the method, or on the goal itself, and you're going to have to come up with a concession in regards to that person, to that individual. So it all falls down to a compromise, you finding the right measures and the right approach, not just only toward the person that that enterprise you are going to develop will require, but also towards the enterprise itself, because at some point the goal may be way too high, the expenses may be way too high, and so on and so forth. So it's all about making up a concessions in regards to your accomplishments and your goals that you have set for yourself. But other than that, whether you're finding, or whether you are facing right now some kind of predicament or some kind of a wall, within the next couple of weeks, you're going to find a solution to it that will require, again, someone else's involvement. Okay, next, that will be Virgo. The Empress, Three of Pentacles. Justice. For the most of you, that will manifest in your work and in your career, because these cards are speaking that the lunar phase is going to initiate a really productive cooperative processes and as well teamwork, long story short, which everyone within this team that is going to form will support each other. And so you're going to have a very solid and strong support for your development, whether you're developing business, whether you are developing relationship. It's just the support is going to be there, and that is going to allow you, actually this is going to do two things. First is going to take the edge off, and suddenly you're going to find yourself that you don't have to think about everything, take under consideration everything, and attend everything. Some responsibilities are going to pass to the people that are supporting you and that you can have cooperative experiences and enterprises with. The other thing that this is going to allow you to do is catch up your breath, take some break, and come up with a plan for the long-term future, for a distant future. And this plan will involve in an important decision that you're going to have to take within those couple of weeks, from 21st of October to a 5th of November. Within these corporations, a big deal is going to be the back and forth feedback and also criticism and productive discussions. Listen to them, take a note, because most of the information that you're going to be fed with is going to be very, very useful. Next, that will be Libra. Well, I guess it wants to tell you something. Okay, Nine of Pentacles for Libra, followed by the Hangman. The third one, that's going to be the Chariot. This is about setting a stage, figuratively speaking, that is. So within these couple of weeks into the waxing moon, you are going to set the stage for a massive breakthrough. A massive breakthrough. This breakthrough is not going to involve anyone else. It's just you. And the result of it are going to be wishful accomplishments. So the accomplishments that you wish to get are those that you are getting. No compromises whatsoever. That's gonna make you feel extremely proud of yourself, and almost 90% of the success will be because you're gonna choose the right moment to act. Simple as that. This super sharp sense when, to say what you have to say, to do what you have to do, and whom with eventually, because in with some of you there are going to be also other people involved. So the telltale sign is going to be you seeing things in a different way, kind of like obtaining a quite of a different perspective on the endeavors that you're currently running, and your undertakings are going to take on a different light that will pretty much hint you what are those actions that you gotta get, or you gotta take rather, and what are the words, what you have to talk about, and whom to say it. And this is going to be your key to success into the massive, it's a massive breakthrough that again is going to make you very independent and very proud of yourself. Okay, next, Scorpio. Two of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Well, I am not kind of surprised by what I see. So it's an insight. It's an insight into the way we go forward with things. It's not going to work out. And the telltale sign at the start is going to be that, the results are not matching our expectations. And I mean, the results are less than our expectations, underwhelming, for lack of better words. So quickly within these couple of weeks, we're going to come to understand that we kind of need different approach. We need a different perspective. We need to let go of some outdated processes. Let's say you may be flirting in an outdated way, or have interest in outdated topics, and so on and so forth. It's going to be highly individual for each one of us. And this is going to be the main course for that waxing moon for us, Scorpio, identifying these outdated concepts and replacing them with new ones that are going to work in the situation, and it's going to allow us to conquer the challenge that we have set before us. I have my own challenge. I know you have your own as well. And within these couple of weeks, we don't have to do anything but prepare for the action that is yet to come, and kind of like make some plans, and whatever we are acting toward that preparation or taking decisions regarding those plans, they need to be supported with a conscientiousness. If it is not, then we're kind of like going or running a merry-go-round, and we are circling ourselves, and we're just going in circles. So it's all about that, kind of like admitting that we are doing something wrong and replacing it with the right action, which we are going to be very, very aware of what it is. Okay, next, Sagittarius. Nine of Swords, Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. Well, that's gonna be a nasty experience because what those cards are showing is, or are saying rather, is that someone is gonna show up in your environment, someone that kind of like is gonna play around with your fears, is gonna manipulate you, but not emotionally, rather basis on the emotions, but basis on your fears, and is gonna play around with that uh, in attempt to bind you to their will or kind of like make you do their bidding and so on and so forth. And the reason why is because they need you, just they don't want to pay you. Okay, that's the cold truth here. So in one way or another, it'll try to intimidate you into it, or coerce you into it rather than to pay you for it. Whether you're gonna cave into those fears or not is entirely up to you. There is going to be another person that will try to bring some senses to you and kind of like to open your eyes. Not very successful though. It's just, even though they're going to put really, really hard work into telling you that you know that things are going to be fine, you don't have to do this and whatnot. They won't be able to be, they won't be capable to pretty much omit all the anxiety that the other person is going to make you feel. So at some point, you know, you are going to feel compelled that you have to kind of like go along with the first one that I have described. Um, that first one, they don't take no for an answer, and even if they do seem to agree at first, will try anything they can to revoke that statement, meaning to turn your no into a yes. So you got to be very, very careful. Okay, next, Capricorn. Ten of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, Three of Cups. Couple of things for the Capricorn. Now, if you have started something recently, like personal project, like a new job, you know, like a new business, for example, or even new relationship, that lunar phase will be one of the best you had uh, in the recent past. It is because you're going to see a really good initial result of your recent undertaking. Just you will see that things work. And this will be a reason for you to feel way more independent and like you are on the right track with life. Now, if you haven't started anything recently, then this waxing moon is all about aligning the view that you have for your future with the view of your significant others as well. So if you have differences, for example, with your spouse about where you have to live, or what your relationship should be moving forward, in these couple of weeks, that opinion of yours and your spouse is going to combine, and it will form a one mutual. And so you're going to start walking in the same direction, which is going to make your relationship very, very independent from anyone else. And again, you're going to feel like you're on the right track with your life. The result is going to be the same, just the means are going to be different depending on what situation you're in right now. And that independence also is going to open you up for some old acquaintances. I don't want to say exes, that may be old friends from your, say, high school, or from your daycare, for example. Who knows? It may be from your past job. And these people will still gonna have what to contribute for your life. So at least hear them out, what they have to propose. Next, that will be Aquarius. The Emperor. Four of Cups. Temperance. That's a tough one to interpret. It's about dealing of an issue. It's not exactly a problem. It's more like a I don't know the exact word that I should use. All right, I'm gonna try to explain it that way. Imagine, let's this time around give an example with relationship. Imagine you are in a relationship and things are going rather well, but kind of they aren't enough anymore. They were enough a year ago, maybe a couple of years ago, maybe a couple of months ago, but not enough anymore. So you want a progression despite that things are going very well right now. And in this waxing moon, you're going to have a chance to establish control, Aquarius, whether that business that is going very well is heading toward, whether that relationship you are in, whether that friendship, or even a personal endeavor. And while you're going to face some resistance from the other participants in it, they will have no other option but to obey. And so it's going to come down to how hard you squeeze. The harder you squeeze, the more life you're going to suck out of, that enterprise. So it's all about you being able to identify the precious balance in between being tough but not rude, okay? Being a leader, not a boss. So what is going to be expected from you is to give direction and to maintain as much control so you can face the ups and downs with ease and bear, but not that much of a control to take away the free will of those that are acquainted with you and with that enterprise which you want to upgrade, because it's about an upgrade. It's not about a fix, it's not about a reversal, it's about an upgrade. Okay, and last but not least, that will be Pisces. Temperance, Six of Cups, the Fool. That is also a tough one to interpret. Oh, it's about those things that are swiped under the rug. Now everybody knows they exist, but everyone pretends that they don't. Like, for example, that everyone knows that, I don't know, your colleague is gonna be fired, but everyone pretends that that's not gonna happen, right? And the more morbid example it is that everyone knows that, you know, your spouse is cheating, but everyone is pretending that that isn't happening. So you just won't stand that anymore, and in the next couple of weeks after the 21st of October, you will challenge these things which are swiped under the rug. So what you're going to do is sweep the rug and flush everything right open. Nobody will be able to deny, what is going to come up from the rug, from beneath. I'm sorry, the rug, and is going to be talked about, is going to be discussed, and is going to be resolved. So the resolution will be very ingenious, actually, because it wouldn't be applied up until this point in your life, at least. So it's going to be something very new for you, and also for the other that are involved in. What is going to be really irritating into the situation is that everyone is going to have their own guess and their own take, and it's going to come down to a resolution that will be somewhat working for everyone involved, which definitely is possible, but it's be up to you to reach to that resolution, to find these accurate measures that will satisfy everyone involved. And that way you will earn trust, respect, and solidarity from everyone around you. So that was for the 12th, and now the super chat. First will be Yasmin. Those are the cards. You and a woman are gonna have something like negotiations, um, an agreement. It will be reached on a small portions, like little by little. An agreement is going to be reached and accomplished, but it won't be one-sided. I mean, um, I put it into words. You won't be able to corner her, if I might put it that way. That said, though, what you will be able to do is to accomplish everything you went for, little by little. So the way I see things, it is that this is going to be a win for both of you, and in the same time a small loss for either of you. So in these negotiations, you will be able to make her agree to everything you went for, but in the same time, you're going to have to agree to some things that you will consider a compromise, if I may put it that way. But nonetheless, it will feel like really, really good deal. It will feel as a very successful deal to you. There is going to be a contract being established based on that, or the very least a written agreement in between you two that will provide in the future, and in some ways, I don't know exactly how, Yasmin, but in some ways is going to untie your hands. It will give you bigger capabilities for the future, and definitely more freedom. Is going to earn you some followers and also some recognition. So that is what the waxing moon will do for you. And next, that will be Jasmine. It is. You're welcome. Yes, we can. Those are your cards, Jasmine. Thank you, Kenny, for the 20. Kathy, thank you for the €6. Thank you. Let me add you both to the list. All right, Jasmine. Again, those are your three cards. And I'll put it that way. One morning you're gonna wake up. It may not be morning, you know, but you may figuratively wake up that you are doing something unhealthy, literally unhealthy. Maybe a food you eat, maybe a schedule you keep, you know, but that you are doing something unhealthy and it's like a religious doing. You know, it's a part of your routine day after day. Maybe it was going on for years. And these couple of weeks will be uh, will be the phase where you're gonna turn that around, and little by little you're gonna start fixing this unhealthy habit that is causing issues from your lifestyle. And again, maybe that you are drinking way too much coffee, eating too much sugar, you know, and so on and so. It could be also a say not material part of your lifestyle. For example, you may be over trusty, like um, putting too much trust in people, which harms you, and so on and so forth. So you're gonna come up to realization what that thing is within these couple of weeks, and from there you're gonna start improving that side of your lifestyle that will simply improve your livelihood. Could be, for example, that you may be spending too much more money than you are making. That is also qualifies. You know, it's just there is something that you are religiously doing that is interfering with your well-being, and you're gonna start fixing that from these couple of weeks moving forward. Okay, next, Kenny. You're welcome, Jasmine. All right, those are your cards, Kenny. Those are your cards. And in these couple of weeks, you will have a phone call, and this for the subject of this phone call will be a commitment that will result in partnership. Which partnership, mm, say it that way, is going to stabilize the area or the field of your life that you consider right now rather very unstable and with a lack of promise. So this commitment probably is not going to happen right away. it will be like an agreement for a commitment that will take place, say, in a month or maybe in a 2 months, that will significantly improve your perspectives and significantly is going to improve your conditions. So it will be like a promise. And what is important from you to do is, I'm not saying that you're going to be lied to, but you may hear or imagine better things than you actually hear. So it will be important to approach the deal with rather a grain of salt, like a healthy sense of mistrust being there. Okay? But nonetheless, you are going to come to an agreement for commitment again that is going to result in some kind of partnership. Okay. Last but not least, Kathy. You're welcome. Those are your cards, Kathy. This phase of the moon, a person is gonna come around and is gonna try or ask for forgiveness, displaying the disappointment they caused and the losses that you have suffered because of them. Temporary, not permanent, but temporary. That they can make up for the loss or fix the disappointment, so to speak. Hello, News Devon. Welcome to the stream. Now, whether you're going to allow them to be a part again of your life or not, it's entirely up to you. Important for you to know, it is that they really mean it. They really, really mean it. Okay, News Devon. No worries. I'll be around in Sunday as well. What I'm gonna do, the season, which is the Scorpio season, starting at the 22nd of October. My birthday is approaching. I'm turning 40. So yeah. All right then, guys and girls. This is gonna do it for tonight. Well, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time, which is going to be Sunday, where the subject is going to be the sun in Scorpio. And until then, bye.